It's a new year, ladies and gentlemen. Well, not actually, it's July. In fact, I'd say it's a very old year. But figuratively, it's a new year. Because we're looking at a whole new Asta here. My boy's completed a dungeon, gotten a new sword, and earned the respect of one of the snootiest magic knights we've met so far. So no more of this underestimating Asta because he doesn't have magical capabilities nonsense, alright? We're leaving that energy back in 2020, June. Now sit back, relax, and let me explain Black Clover. The Magic Knight's headquarters wants a full report on the dungeon the Black Bulls explored, so Yami sends Asta and Noelle to the capital. Luck doesn't get sent because I guess people are finally catching on to the fact that he's an absolute lunatic. Great, glad we're all on the same page here. They run into Yuno's company and it looks like Mimosa's been craving a little chicken parmesan with a side of Asta, if you know what I mean.
私、アスタさんを見てると胸が苦しくなって、あの日からアスタさんのことばかり考えていて。
And Noelle's like, watch it, bitch, he's taken. You know, for a girl named after a drink, you sure are a thirsty bitch. And by the way, I know her name is pronounced Mimosa, but fuck you, no it isn't. Mimosa's way cuter, and if I can call Longa lasagna, then you can all get over this. Noelle's also got feelings for Asta, but unfortunately, nobody in this kingdom knows how to express themselves without having a nervous breakdown. They meet Wizard King Julius, and Jesus Christ, guy, you want to take another step to your right? You're looking a little sinister right now.
俺が魔力ないのなんで知ってるんですか？魔法を切る剣のことも。
さて、なんでだろうね。まあとにかく素晴らしい活躍だったよ。
Jesus, guy, you want to try answering that question? You're sounding a little suspicious right now. Asta and Yuno declare their intentions to usurp the Wizard King, but thankfully, Julius doesn't execute them for treason.
法廷に求められるものはただ一つ。最強と言わしめる実績だ。
Oh, well, fantastic. You kidding me? Asta's got merit coming out the wazoo. The Wizard King invites them to a decoration ceremony where they'll be awarding merits to high-ranking wizards. Oh god, there's more of you freaks? Why does everyone in this family look like a literal horse's ass? What, do you guys all get your hair cut at the same barn? And this chick might as well not even be wearing any pants.
アスタさん、ご一緒してよろしいでしょうか？
おお、ミモザ、お前もこの肉狙ってたのか。
Jesus Christ, Asta, you're in public. As usual, the other wizards start laying into Asta for being a magicless peasant, but as we all know by now, what Asta lacks in magic, he makes up for in
散々な言われようですな。もう慣れてるけど。
self-esteem. But Asta isn't nearly as forgiving once the other magic knights start turning on all of his friends.
ああ、ノエル。
Fuck off! You're not gonna make me feel bad for Noelle. Quit trying. Her siblings ridicule her in front of everyone and even call her the failure that killed their mother. But Asta's heard enough. The Magic Knights try to silence him before he can start declaring his goals and motivations, as shonen protagonists have a bad habit of doing. But if there's one thing this show has taught us, it's that nobody is ever ready for a guy with a big-ass sword. Sorry, Asta, you were saying?
俺は必ず実績を積んで魔法帝になってお前ら全員黙らせてやる。
Noelle's family tries to attack him and, well, what did I say about guys with swords? You know, I really hope word of Asta starts spreading soon so people can just start fights expecting their magic not to work on him. Asta clobbers the knights, and it's a good thing too, because Yuno's standing here looking like he's about to yee-haw everybody into oblivion. Then Noelle's brother, Nozel, steps in, and the sheer presence of his power is nearly enough to bring everyone to their knees. We've seen this character before, but I'd consider this his real introduction. And trust me, it is fucking hype. He doesn't even cast a spell, but the pure intensity of his magic overwhelms everyone there. The buildup is incredible. What is this guy gonna do? What can he do? What are the capabilities of a Magic Knight commander? All of these questions are left unanswered and buzzing in your mind as another Magic Knight steps in to stop Silva from splattering Asta. Mimosa's cousin, whose name is Leopold and has two eyebrows that look like asteroids on their way to devastate all life on his nose, admires Asta's boldness and declares him his rival. Yuno's like, watch it, bitch, he's taken. But apparently Leopold isn't mono-rivalrous.
気にするな。ライバルは何人いても困ることはない。おお、アスタ、貴様いい体しているではないか。
Oh my god, this joke is going way too far. Nozel is disgusted to see a noble acknowledge a peasant as their rival, and it causes quite the kerfuffle between the two companies. Thankfully, or unfortunately, depending on your perspective, the kerfuffle is interrupted by news that the capital is under attack by, holy shit, zombies? Okay. whatever, let's roll with it. While these nerds sit around and analyze the situation, Asta leaves in search of a face to punch. Not wanting to be shown up by the world's one true alpha male, the other knights quickly follow suit. Asta finds a wizard controlling the undead army attempting to execute a little girl. This mysterious lunatic apparently resents the Clover Kingdom for looking down on his style of magic, which I guess is necromancy. Oh hey, looks like my wish came true a lot sooner than I thought it would. The necromancer summons a horrible, nightmarish creature named Jimmy, who hits Asta with a curse attack, leaving a magical wound that opens more and more the longer it goes untreated. Elsewhere, Noelle gets saved by the leader of the Crimson Lions, who gives her a pretty bangin' pep talk. Confidence renewed, she hunts down Asta and really just lets them have it for no fucking reason, you stupid bitch. God, I hate you. Just to be nice, that's all I'm asking. Thankfully, someone actually useful shows up and gives Asta plenty of cover to finish off Jimmy. A moment of silence for Jimmy. Back at the capital, we're introduced to the King of Clover Kingdom, Augustus Clover the 13th. Whoa, what are you talking about? 2 kings? Well, yes and no. Augustus acts as your typical king, while Wizard King Julius commands the Magic Knights. Think of Augustus as the kingdom's political leader, while Julius commands the kingdom's defenses. Also, while King Julius is a charismatic, badass leader, this guy sucks. It's also implied that there's some tension between him and Julius, as Augustus feels that his authority outranks Julius's. And yeah, okay, let's address the elephant in the room. This show's animation has definitely taken a hit. Black Clover releases weekly rather than in seasons, so the animators don't have a ton of time to get everything looking polished and fancy. And while the show doesn't look bad, I still love the character designs and the vibrant colors. This arc definitely has a lot more still images than I'd like it to. I mean, look at them cut the king's head out of the frame just so they wouldn't have to animate him talking. Oh, but Danny, what if that's a stylistic choice so they can save his face for a big reveal? Hey, guess what? They already revealed his face. There's literally no reason for this shot other than to save time on animation. And I always hate when people see stuff like this and just assume that it means the animators are lazy, because they aren't. They're just strapped for time. Producing an episode of an animated show every week is a ridiculous practice, and I'm glad it's finally dying. I just wanted to bring it up to highlight just how many corners animators need to cut when you force them to put out an episode every week, and how much better a show can look when you give them the proper time they need to animate it fully. Anyway, the Necromancer summons some more Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, and no matter how hard Asta tries, he can't seem to land a single hit. But then, a flash of light. The puppet burns and crumbles to ashes within an instant. Asta turns and sees Fuegoleon, the leader of the Crimson Lions, approaching out of the shadows. Oh, what a dick. That was totally Asta's kill. Yeah, man, for sure. Don't even worry about it. People just being cool to Asta is very quickly becoming my new addiction. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Fuegoleon, tells Asta that he'll take care of this mysterious enemy. And if any of you caught that slip up, you'll know exactly why I'm nervous about this situation. But you know what? A Magic Knight captain just declared Asta his rival. You think Asta's just gonna sit back like some kind of wuss? Nice, Asta, real impressive. You might as well have pooped your pants in front of him while you're at it. Fuegoleon asks the man why he's attacking the capital. The necromancer, named Radis, explains that 6 years ago he was expelled from the Purple Orca's Magic Knight Company because they thought his type of magic should be forbidden. Radis, is now taking revenge on the capital for what he believes ruined his life. Fuegoleon truly, and I mean truly, does not give a fuck and summons a laser-shooting fire lion to blast the hell out of him. Man, Black Clover may not always know how to write a conversation, but it sure does know how to end one. Rade summons another stand to protect him, but Fuegoleon, is that really his name? He sounds like a fucking Pokemon. But Fuegoleon eviscerates that too.
冷静に能力を見極め大胆に戦う精神があれば負けることなど絶対にない。
Yeah, okay, this guy's pretty awesome. Let's just hope this Pokemon doesn't evolve into a corpse anytime soon, if you know what I mean. Like I said, these mentor figures don't tend to last very long in shonen anime. I'm keeping my emotional distance. Red Ace is defeated, but it looks like the capital isn't out of the woods yet. They interrogate the Necromancer, without burning him to death despite how it may look, and Asta notices that he has someone talking to him through an earpiece. Before they can further investigate, several pools of darkness erupt from the ground and transport all the other Magic Knights away from the capital, leaving only Asta, Noelle, and the 2 Crimson Lion Knights inside. It turns out Rades wasn't alone in his attack, and this goth witch was the one who teleported all of the knights. So then she just starts sucking the mana out of everything in sight. I mean, even the handsome young men aren't safe.
なかなかいい男発見ねえ、私綺麗？
Dear God, even the handsome young men. But fortunately, there is one handsome young man left in the capital with the power to stand up to her, and he's not gonna let her suck him without a fight. But look, to be honest, he doesn't put up that much of a fight. This chick is strong. She literally starts blasting the sight and hearing out of Yuno. This is the first truly humbling experience Yuno's ever had, and it makes him question whether he's a strong wizard, or if he's just strong for a peasant. After all, he didn't defeat Crystal Steve. Some unknown power he happened to stumble upon did. It's really interesting to see Yuno have this crisis about privilege, especially considering that he grew up as an impoverished orphan. I mean, he literally got a grimoire with a 4-leaf clover on it. So now he's starting to wonder whether or not he's skilled or just lucky. Maybe luck won't be enough to get him out of this situation. He's all alone, this powerful adversary brutalizing him, and it's becoming a chore just to keep his eyes open. Wait a second. Chores. That's it! Yuno spent his whole life excelling at chores, but now it's time he lets go of them. He stops trying to focus on his damaged senses and instead focuses on feeling the mana around him. With the help of his little pixie friend, he draws on the mana surrounding him and summons one final attack. Hey lady, if you're gonna try and suck me, you better be prepared to get blown! The witch gets knocked into a nearby tower where Majin Buu, I mean one of the Black Bulls, is trying to enjoy a delicious meal. The witch threatens the girl's meat cake and, well, we all know what happens when you mess with Boo's candy. The witch gets sent flying, but unfortunately, so does the girl's meal. Yuno rescues the dish and... Watch it, bitch, he's taken! Wow, love do be in the air in this arc, huh? Back with Asta, Rades confesses that the terrorists' true target wasn't the capital itself, but instead Fuegoleon. Fuego puts up absolutely no fight as he gets transported away and another villainous mage appears. Hey asshole, I respect the optimism, but maybe don't be so casual about getting abducted. You just told Asta he should analyze every situation with care. Why are you blindly leaving your teammates behind to get sucked into this clearly evil spell? What if things go horribly wrong? Did you think about that? So anyway, things go horribly wrong and about 80% of Fuego gets transported back. Well, you know what they say, nothing ventured, am I right, guy? The villains try to escape, but Asta's not about to let them. No, he just fucking punched him! Asta just starts bashing this guy, and Rades can't even comprehend what the fuck is going on. This dude can't handle it. Nobody's been punched in this world in a fucking century. Rades is just over here like, please stop! You know how most anime fights are exciting because the show will pit an underpowered protagonist up against an overpowered antagonist and make you wonder how the hero's gonna use his wits to defeat them? Oh man, this guy's abilities are crazy! How's Tanjiro gonna use his basic swordsman skills to defeat such a powerful foe? Well, Black Clover's kind of the opposite. Here, the excitement comes from watching the villains try not to have an anxiety attack as Asta literally turns off their powers. Fights in the show are like games of Magic the Gathering. Everyone's specific and unique abilities are like decks of cards. Some people's decks are stronger than others, but everyone still plays by the same rules. If someone's a fire mage, no matter how strong they are, at least you can be certain that their attacks will be constrained to the element of fire. And so you can adjust your strategy according to that. The excitement comes from seeing how characters will use the strengths of their decks to capitalize on the weaknesses of their opponents. You know, like how is Yuno's mono white deck gonna stack up against the witch's black and blue deck? Now, using that same metaphor, Asta is like a kid who came to the Magic the Gathering tournament with a pair of scissors. Everyone's trying to figure out how they can use a combination of creatures and spells to best their opponent's decks. And meanwhile, Asta's just going around cutting cards in half and beating up whoever owns them. And this formula never gets old because Asta's wins never feel unearned. It's not like his sword instantly kills people, it just levels the playing field. And when Asta and his opponent are put on equal ground, his years of training ensure that there are very few that can stand up to him. Speaking of which, Asta and friends close in on the necromancer, but reinforcements arrive. They surround the group, but Asta's not done bullying some nerds. The wizards start closing in on the group, but they're rescued by the other magic knights. So you know the drill, it's some pretty basic anime stuff. The magic knights back them into a corner, the villains summon a giant salamander that goops Asta, you know, that old anime trope, and then they kidnap him. Wait, what? They leave! They just fucking leave with Asta! Nobody even tries to stop them! Nobody even wants to find him afterwards! Where'd they take him? No idea! God, this family sucks! They take Asta to their hideout and try to decide what to do with him. Oh great, you know an anime character's nuts when they got 30 irises. They enter their hideout and holy shit, it's Wizard King Julius! So the day is saved. So Julius just starts wreaking havoc. These guys, dead. These guys, restrained. Like it's nothing. Like he's spreading butter on butter. By the way, I just want to say, this show's getting pretty loose with its magic system. Remember in the last video I explained that every mage draws their power from the 4 elements? Well, Julius has time manipulation powers and Charmy's powers are all wool related. Yeah, you know, like sheep wool. Explain wool to me. What element is wool supposed to be? You gonna try and tell me time is a type of fucking rock magic? He offers Asta a hand, but Asta, being the absolute fucking giga chad that he is, knows that every moment can be a moment to prove yourself. He says, man, fuck your hand. I got knees. I got knees! God, I fucking love Asta. This dude would make a great intern. Asta never misses an opportunity to prove his worth, and he sure as hell wasn't about to show any weakness in front of Julius. Julius notices that there's a mysterious stone slab that the terrorists seem to be putting gems into. Gems, much like the one we saw Asta collect from Saucy Village. Julius starts to interrogate the group when a new villain appears. The wizard blinds them with some powerful light magic and manages to escape with all the culprits except for one. And I'll be honest, this is all feeling a little too convenient, if you know what I mean. Julius has apparently been missing all day, then he shows up to save Asta. Then all the other wizards escape except for one. All I'm saying is King Julius has been acting a little shady lately. Julius transports Asta back to the capital and... Yo, honestly, hands down, Klaus is the best character. Let me know in the comments who your favorite character is, and why it's Klaus. Fuegoleon is recovering, but in critical condition, and it appears that the terrorists, known as the Eye of the Midnight Sun, stole a pendant from him, assumedly so they could add it to their mysterious stone slab. David Bowie makes a full recovery and marks himself with an oath brand, now officially declaring Asta his true rival. This is a permanent mark on Leopold's forehead and a massive deal in the Vermilion family bloodline. A massive deal that Asta hardly cares about.
よくわからんけど、ライバルとして不足はねえみてえだな。で、お前は一体誰だ?
Dog, take a hint, he's just not that into you. Also, for his incredible work during the siege on the capital, Asta was awarded the rank of a 3rd-class junior magic knight, which makes him outrank both Magna and Luck. Good job, Asta, I'm proud of you. As with the previous 2 arcs, this one showcased Black Clover's breakneck pacing and obsession with introducing new characters. We met Fuegoleon, who was immediately put out of commission to absolutely nobody's surprise, Leopold, who seems like he's gonna be a fun additional rival for Asta, and we got to see more of Nozel and his relationship with Noelle. This was also the most romantic arc so far, as this section added like 3 more love triangles to the story. Asta Mimosa and Noelle, Asta Yuno and Charmy, Asta Leopold and Yuno. It's a fucking mess. There were some great moments in this arc. Asta refusing help from King Julius, Fuegoleon inspiring the junior magic knights, and like I said in my last video, it's very clear they're slowly approaching the show's greater narrative. But let me know in the comments what you thought of this arc. And if you like this video and you want to help support the channel, make sure you consider subscribing to my Patreon, where you'll get access to exclusive videos not found anywhere else. Right now I'm reacting to Food Wars on there, so make sure you check out the link in the description below if that interests you. Also, let me know in the comments what other shows you'd like to see me do Let Me Explain videos for. And I will see you guys next time.
But now I always seem to freeze the things I